All right, you guys. I think this is gonna be a hot video. I am doing a reaction video of this is not a dig at Mr. Cryer, you guys. I'm gonna say this real quick. I like Mr. Cryer. I'm just doing a reaction video on it. Don't come for me. Don't send for me, because I ain't coming. Let's get that straight, okay? Let's get that straight. So Gangsta Mojo did an interview with Laytoya, which is Mr. Cryer ex. And we know, yeah, Mr. Cryer have moved along. Toya has moved along. Erica and the Markle. We already know everybody moved along. The relationship had been destroyed. Everybody went their separate ways, right? Look at that fat, beautiful face. Well, it ain't fat, but it's a beautiful face. But we're going to get to this video. Come on, let's go.
Guys, I got some tea for y'all. Well, Gangsta Emoji assistant had did an interview with Damian Cryer ex-girlfriend Laytoya. Now, in the interview, Laytoya was letting everything out. She was saying after the breakup, it seems like Damian had been throwing jabs at his ex-girlfriend, which is true because there's a video out that he had did, and he mentioned in a couple of his ex-girlfriend. He didn't say the name, but we already know who was he talking about. Toya also said in an interview that she completely understands where Erica is coming from when she broke up with Damian Cryer. Now, also in the interview, Laytoya had opened up about the situation with Erica being allegedly abused by the Munker family. And she also said in the interview as well that Erica did apologize to her about telling the whole world that she couldn't have any more kids, and also about the miscarriage that she had. So guys, here's the video and let's take a look.
Okay, so my first question is, do you by any way feel vindicated by J. Michael after he confirmed, in addition to you and Mr. Cryer, that Love by Erica told him as well that she was abused by Mucker?
Yeah, I was near a conversation with two people, and J. Michael was on the phone, and when we were all able to come together and say the same thing, like for someone to call Damien while I'm next to him and say I'm being choked, I'm being hit, and then you go call someone else, and then when we talk to the other person, that person is telling us that lets us know you're going out here telling the people that you're getting choked and hidden by individuals, but then you're denying it on YouTube. So I'm with J. Michael all the way because she played Damien and J. Michael in this situation.
Definitely. Okay. So, if you had it to do over again, would you still have had Mr. Cryer's back in the situation? And with the knowledge of the abuse, no, you wouldn't have?
No.
And why is that?
I wouldn't have said anything, especially knowing now the whole time we're in a relationship, you have been talking to your baby mama and communicating with her, and it doesn't have nothing to do with your child. So that just makes me feel like I'm standing up for you, but once again, you're behind my back doing Lord knows what.
Okay. Well, you said that you had knowledge of the abuse, and I just heard you say that you heard some stuff over the phone. What exactly did you hear over the phone besides her saying that she was choking? Did you hear the physical abuse, or was just simply her talking? No. Okay.
No, it was just her complaining and her saying that she's sitting in the driveway and feels threatened at his house, and it was no physical time at all. Just her crying on the phone.
Okay. Now, since you made mention about the pillow talk, do you feel during your relationship that Mr. Cryer and Love by Erica were still having sexual relations?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I don't feel like me and you, for example, we're sitting down on the sofa, and I'm just going to come out and be like, oh, Laytoya has a lot of miscarriages, all her baby's going to toilet, so you don't have to worry about me having a baby with her. No one is just going to sit up and have a conversation like that. There has to be pillow talk. Y'all have to have spent a lot of time together for y'all, because there's still information that's coming out to me today that I'm like, okay, how do you know that? How do you know that? So it has to be pillow talk. It has to be some sexual something going on.
Okay. I noticed that you said that you've been abused before. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure.
And how has that impacted your life?
I was with my ex-husband for 10 years. The last 2 years of their relationship was a lot of mental abuse, a lot of physical. I've had times where he would just take everything, like my car keys, my cell phone, my house phone, and leave me and the kids in the house while he's gone. Mm-hmm. There were times
package in regards to the phone conversations
I'll be back, you guys.
of Erica stating to multiple people that she was abused by Mucker. How could you be friends with him and let alone like his pictures?
My thing is, once you have been touched by that person, why can you still go around that person? I was literally, with my ex-husband, I was looking for a way out. For the last 2 years, I was plotting. I just got a new job. I was saving undercover, and you didn't know it. I had to find a new car so I can get around. Her situation is not the same. She has her own house. She has her own car. But why are you still at that man's house if he's beating you? So that's what doesn't make sense to me right there.
Definitely. Now, how long have you actually known Mr. Mucker, and do you see any type of romantic interest developing?
I haven't known him at all. I only know him through YouTube. I reached out to him when all of this stirred up. Actually, when J. Michael and Damien was conversating, I reached out to Mucker via Facebook, but Damien was right there. So Damien seen the message, Damien approved the messages, and we sent it over, letting him know the things that Erica was saying. Because I didn't know if he was sitting there and didn't know what was being said behind his back. Just especially if you are out here, you're a career man, you have 2 girls, so for someone to paint an
Question. Drop it in the DM. Drop it in the comments. How do y'all feel about that? Laytoya and Mr. Cryer. Laytoya went on Facebook. I want to make sure y'all heard it correctly, okay? Because I don't want no beef. Laytoya went on Facebook, got in contact with the marker guy, and Mr. Cryer approved that she can communicate with him and send him receipts, or just inform him that Erica is saying things about him behind his back. Y'all, come on now. Y'all gotta help me out. Y'all gotta help me out. Help me help y'all. Okay? So what do y'all think? How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think that that was okay for her to do that? To, give him heads up what Erica was doing? Or do y'all feel like that was kind of a little that was messy? She ain't had nothing to do with that, It's crazy. It is crazy, you guys. So I'm going to let y'all come in my, I apologize. I can't let y'all do nothing. Y'all grown women. I need to be careful and think about what I'm saying. I would like for you guys to leave me a comment. How that sound? I think that sound better. I would like for you ladies and your kings. I want my men to respond to this as well. What do y'all think about it? How would y'all handle this? Okay, let's get to the video.
like that about you, especially on YouTube. YouTube is the submissive platform. So for your daughters to go back and see that, because I know the pain. Like my daughter has to sit there and see a video Erica made about my baby going in the toilet. So now my daughter's asking me, Mommy, what is she talking about? So now I have to explain this all because someone just wants to be messy and go on YouTube.
Yeah. Now, how long have you known Mr. Cryer, and when did you guys first meet?
I met Cryer.
Before she go into details, ladies and gentlemen out there, I love y'all, okay? Did I tell y'all I love y'all? You sure I said it? Because I want to make sure I said it. Okay. Now, let me say this real quick. I think this is going to be pretty much a long video. Okay, y'all work with me, okay? When you just meeting someone, right? When you just meeting someone, male, female, okay? Or male on male, female on female. Do you sit there and literally tell that person all your business? Do you tell them all your business? Or do you save your business and keep it to yourself and tell them what you want them to know? Okay, I'm going to wait on y'all. Y'all keep playing with me now. I'm going to be mad with y'all. Y'all know now. No, I'm just playing. I'll never be mad with y'all. But y'all tell me, would y'all tell all your business to someone that you just met? Not someone just met. You meet someone, you've been with them 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. Would you put all your business on the table. Would you? Y'all gonna hook me up now. Y'all leave it. Drop that comment.
No, that was March. I met him in March of this year. I met him in March at Academy. We talked for a week, but then we stopped talking. We stopped talking because he did inform me he had just got out of a relationship. He was trying to clear all that up. And then he came, we started back talking again July 4th. I was headed back home from Austin, and he started to go on my Instagram and like all my pictures again. So that's when he texted, he texted me, and so we started texting back, and then we got into the dating stage.
Okay. Now, did you have any knowledge of who Cryer was beforehand?
No, not beforehand. Like I said, I've never even been on YouTube at all. I did not know who Cryer was.
Now, someone sent me a picture, and it was a picture of Mr. Cryer in a hotel room in Indiana, and it's dated August 25th of 2020, and it's where you had actually commented on, he was talking about a storm.
Another commercial.
In Indiana, and that he hoped it, you posted that you hope it passed Houston. Do you remember that?
Not at all.
Okay. I was just wondering, because like I say, it seems to be some kind of miscommunication in regards to when you guys actually met. And I was sent that picture in that regards, and it said 2020, which is why I had asked. Okay. Okay. Now, do you feel that Love by Erica owes you an apology? And has she tried to contact you in any way?
Yeah, she's contacted me personally on my phone. She apologized. I accepted her apology. She's called and apologized. And like I said, I accept apologies. I mentioned that on the video. All parties have apologized. I do accept. But once again, you can't forget something like that. I'm sorry.
No, you can't.
It's not like we're about to go hang out and have drinks. But you apologize. I just can't get over the whole situation.
And the only reason why I asked that is she did a video and she made it seem like, she wasn't apologizing for nothing because she was being posted. So I just want to make sure that everyone has the record clear that she has in fact apologized and you accepted the apology. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've already talked that you and Mr. Cryer do not have any communication. When was y'all's last interaction with one another?
That had to be at least. It was the day I posted my first video, so maybe 3 weeks ago.
Okay. It's been 3 weeks. Now, you stated that there's several reasons why you and Cryer broke up. Can you expand upon that? How does one go from being in love to now avoiding even mentioning his name?
So my thing is, when you're in a relationship, you're supposed to be able to trust your partner.
Right.
Period. So there's been incidents where he's done some very hurtful things that had me here just confused and know what to do. So that had already had a bad taste in my mouth, I guess you could say. But then after this happened, that just made me feel even more on why he acted the way he acted in the previous two incidents. That of course didn't come to YouTube because once again I don't feel like that anyone's business for me to be on YouTube and say what to do. So like I said, that was my last straw after Erica came out with that video. That confirmed all of the previous accusations that was already going on within our relationship and in my head.
Okay. I did watch the video from Matai, and I heard you say that Cryer said to your face that he told your business to leave the gateway open to mess with Erica. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. We were sitting in my car right after that happened, and I asked him about that. I asked him, why? Why would you even go and say something like that? Of course, he denied the part about me only having one tooth, but once again, how would a woman even know that I only have one tooth if I've never spoke to Erica a day in my life? So that's impossible for her to just make up that lie. Right. But he said that he told her I couldn't have kids because he didn't know where him and Erica was going to go. So that's letting me know after being with me 5 months,
since we on the topic of you only having one fallopian tube, how did you muster up the courage to elaborate in your Q&A about such a sensitive topic?
Well, subscriber asked, or some subscriber asked, why do I only have one fallopian tube? And of course, I don't mind opening up to that because I have experienced miscarriages. I've had a topic pregnancy. That's why I only have one tube. So I feel like it's wrong for someone else to come and tell my story if I wasn't ready to tell my story. So after, my story's already been put out there and people want to know, why do you only have one tube? I didn't mind telling them, I had an ectopic pregnancy that baby ruptured my right tube.
Okay. So you kind of feel backed into a corner, basically. They already started telling it.
Exactly. I already told a half of a story, so why not go ahead and inform the rest of the story? Why I only have that one tube now.
Okay. So for me, at the end of the day, my concern is always the babies. Your kids are innocent in this situation, and so I want to know how your kids are taking everything, especially your son, because I know he started calling your ex dad, and so I know that has to be a hard situation.
Extremely hard right now. He's been doing some acting out, and I feel like it's because of everything that has happened around him. So I just have to be, as a mother, just more protective and just not let another man just come in my life if he's not sure what he wants in life. My daughter, she's a rock, so she does not like getting close to people, not knowing their intentions or what's going to happen. So she's always closed in and don't allow anyone in.
Now, how did you actually address the subject with them about the miscarriage and the babies?
Tonight we're gonna rage our brains out. Yes!
Okay, you guys, I'll be back again.
He's in the toilet.
Yeah, so after my daughter came home, after watching the video, she came home and, she asked me, she was like, what does this lady mean about your baby falling in the toilet? So I informed her, I said, there's been times, many times with your daddy and after your daddy, I got pregnant again. I just did not inform you all because I was scared. The first trimester is the hardest trimester. So I just was honest with them. Those babies is up in heaven. We call them the baby angels right now. And my daughter was more, she understands, but my son doesn't understand.
Right. Okay. Now, before any rumors start flying or anybody else start to bring up another trending topic, were you ever pregnant by your ex?
By Crier?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Do you feel like that you're formulating a consensus with his ops when you do interviews with them?
No, because then I feel like he goes, even before I say nothing, he goes and makes subliminal. And honestly, that's where I could be on Erica's side with certain things, because in the videos he would throw a jab without throwing a jab. So then she goes, of course, off of what she's seeing in the video, and that makes her explode. So now I'm sitting back, I'm like, okay, just like the video he did, I think it was yesterday, about missing the eggs. Once again, there he's throwing jabs. It's like he wants a reaction. But I'm not going to be the one to just go on there and just tell all your dirt, which, like I said, I could, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Now, you ain't going to be Erica later on down the line and be like, look.
No.
Okay, I just have to check.
Not at all. I'm about to come back 5 years later and say something else. No, that's gone. I'm trying to sweep that and it's under the roof.
So guys, leave a comment down below and let me know how you feel about this whole interview that Laytoya had did with Gangster Emojis.
Okay, you guys, and that's the end of this video as well. I'm done. Be more happy. Feel free to leave a comment, okay? So, I'm not going to read no negative comment. But matter of fact, YouTube don't even allow me to read negative comments no more. They block them. So, look, ain't nobody leave no negative comments no more like they used to. So, anyway, I want to say, make sure you subscribe, okay? And there's another young lady that I do follow. I think she's cool. I like her. I like her a lot. So, anyway, you guys, I'm about to end this video. I want to say live, love, laugh, laugh, love, live, peace, love, and hair grease. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Happy fingers, spirit fingers. And tell your family Burnett said hello and that she loved each and every one of y'all. And I'm out of here. I'm out of here, you guys. Peace.